Hey you guys, PGD here. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Nars Skin Tint product. It's a new product from their line. It costs 44 bucks. You can get it at Sephora, through Nars, usually wherever Nars products are sold. Today I'm just going to be giving you kind of my review of it. I'm not wearing anything on my skin, just my eye makeup, because I just filmed some other videos and I didn't want to take that off, but nothing's on my skin at all, not even moisturizer. Not quite sure why I didn't moisturize, but anyway, so I'm just going to apply this and let you know how it works and my thoughts on it, because I've been using it since I posted it on Instagram, so whatever that point was. I have the darkest shade, which is Polynesia Dark 1. This comes in 12 shades, and it's not a foundation. I mean, initially that's what I wanted to call it, because it feels foundation like, in that I think you get good coverage, especially if you're not trying to cover up tons. So I really like the coverage, but it's truly not referred to as a foundation. It's called a skin tint, not to be confused with the Nars Tinted Moisturizer. So this I love as well. This is from Nars. I'm not reviewing this one in this video. This is Polynesia Dark, but I'm going to swatch the two for you because they're both called Polynesia Dark 1, but to me there's a difference, because the Polynesia Dark 1 in the Tinted Moisturizer looks like this. Okay, so you see that's the little dollop of this, and they both have SPF 30 in it. So that's the Tinted Moisturizer, which, let me just spread it out just a little bit, and never mind those other swatches on my hand. That was from previous video. And this is the new Nars Skin Tint in Polynesia Dark 1. So let me just put a little dollop here next to it. Okay, and then let me spread that one out. Okay, nope, they look the same. Ignore me. Why did I think that one was darker? Yeah, okay. Scratch that. Great to see things on camera. Anyway, I'm going to apply this for you so you can see what it does to my face. This is me, boom. And then I'm going to put this on right now. No parabens in this product, by the way. I guess I should mention that, because I like to say that about different products. I don't remember there being anything outstanding on it. I think it had almond oil in it. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to show you the ingredients right now so you can see on your own. Oh, it has fruit extract. It wasn't almond oil, sorry. It was fruit extract that I saw here. It has cones in here for any who are interested in that, but no parabens, which, I'm always happy about that. Here's the ingredient list for those who are interested. There we go. And you can always pause that and, of course, rewind and look at everything. And I should note that of this Nars product, you get 1.7 ounces. So usually with foundations, you get 1 ounce, but you get 1.7 here. So that's a pretty good deal. And it has your SPF 30 already included. So that's cool. So anyhow, you can apply this with a brush, with your fingers, with a wet beauty blender, dry beauty blender, with an Alcone sponge. Anything and everything works. I've definitely used all of the above. I'm just going to put some on my face right now. So look at that, okay? So if I were to go a shade down, it was too light. I felt it was too light. And you're going to see how it dries and everything. So look, I just put some right here. Let me do that. And of course, this side of my face, I didn't do anything to yet. But see how it's like natural, but it looks like, yeah, you definitely have on something, but it just looks so good to me. And it dries down to like a light powder. Like when a person sets their face with powder, but not in a heavy way, but just in a light way, that's what it looks like when it's drying a little right there. Can you see? I don't know. I think it so much. And sometimes, just to be quick about it, I do use a brush instead of my finger, so I'll use that here too. Sorry, I'm just looking in the viewfinder to get it done. This is a Tart Brush, which I love. I've been using this one for a couple years now and hasn't failed me. Let me just go around, then I'll show you why I think it's like full coveragey. Oh, look at that. And yes, if you take a photo, you will get that horrible flashback. Look at that. I didn't put any here yet. See the difference? Nothing here. And then I have this here. See how that just looks like it just blurred imperfections, right? And it just gives me a smoother, and I didn't even put tons. I didn't put nothing on my nose yet either. And then over here, see how it just looks different. So let me get some right here. Gotta hit up the nose so it can match. And yes, I can tell you right now, just as I'm talking, I would definitely buy this again. This particular product is marketed, or it's supposed to be a matte skin tint, okay? So it's supposed to give you that matte finish look, which I think it definitely does give you that look. Now, the first time that I used this product was on one of the coldest days that we've had in 2016 in New York. So I don't know if it was a combination of that, just like it was frozen and my face couldn't even produce oils, like, you know, it was just frozen in place, or the fact that, because I'm going to tell you that my first experience with it, I was so blown away, and I thought it was the most amazing thing on earth. And I was like, how could I or anyone else ever buy anything else besides, I just took what was on the back of my hand, besides this product, because that's how amazing it is. I had applied it on my face about let's say 7:30, and by the time I looked at myself around I looked at myself around noon, perfect, no need to blot, nothing. Looked at myself and I was indoors all that time. Looked at myself at, well, I had gone out after 7:30. By the time noon hit, I had already been outside, but I wasn't staying outside. I just was going from one place to the next. So anyway, looked at myself around noon, no need to blot. Looked at myself, at 5, whenever I posted that on Instagram, it was like 5:10, 5:13 or whatever. So I had it on for a good stretch of hours, and it was only then that I saw that blotting needed to happen in my T-zone, but it wasn't tons. Now, I have to also tell you that first time that I had it on, it was coupled with this Makeup Forever mattifying primer. But I have since, again, worn it with the mattifying primer, and it didn't take me till 5 o'clock before I really needed to blot. I had to blot sooner. So I'm going to say in part it was probably a combination of things that made my first time wearing this as outstanding as it was. I just thought it was just a brilliant application. I thought this product was perfect. I thought it worked in conjunction with this Makeup Forever mattifying primer perfectly. I just thought all of that was really, really great. Used it in the days that followed, and I'm not saying that it wasn't really, really great, because I really did enjoy it, and I still like this product, would continue to purchase it, but it wasn't as amazing as that first day. So was it me putting on extra primer? Was it that it was so cold in New York? Who knows? So let me tell you what happened consistently in the days that followed. So in the days that followed, I've used it with and without primers. So let me just start with without primers. So without any primer, if I put it on around, let's say, that 7 o'clock mark or close to 7 o'clock, I noticed that because my nose is always the first to go. So it starts getting oily like around 11-ish, which honestly, for me, that's still good, because other things, I'm much oilier by like 9. So the fact that I can squeak it out to 11 before my nose like needs a blotting, and this is with no primer. And then, of course, my forehead and other things are to follow that need a little blotting, but that may happen around the noonish mark. To me, that's still pretty good. And even if I don't blot, because I've had days where I didn't blot just to see how my skin would react and how oily I would get with this product that, you know, claims to be a matte skin tint. And I can tell you, going through the end of, let's say, the work day, right? So we'll end at, let's say, 5 o'clock, but I'm still not home at that time, right? That's just kind of like when you're getting off. So going until the end of the day, let's say when I check back in around 7-ish in the evening, my skin looks like I need to blot for me, but some people would define that as glowy. I don't. To me, because I know my skin, that's oily. But I think it holds it back well enough, but I definitely need, by the 5 o'clock mark, I definitely need to blot. And then going beyond that, I even more so need to blot and just kind of balance things out. But once you do use a blotting tissue, it goes back to that kind of matte, nice look. So I would say blot with like a blotting tissue, but not with like tissue paper, because you don't want to wipe it off. The other thing that I should mention, since I just mentioned the tissue paper, is that because this isn't an exact match for my skin, look at that. See how it's can you see that it looks like just crisp and and clean to me. It just looks really clean and good. And of course, you saw I didn't do any color correcting or anything like that. So it's not 100% like supposed to cover everything on your face, but for me this would 100% be good. See the difference? I can see the difference of where I put it here. I kind of stopped there and didn't go here because it looks ashy, and that's just me. That wasn't because of the product, because that's where I didn't have the product at all. But see that? Yeah, I can see the difference. And sometimes, let me get back to what I was saying about the tissue, if I like blow my nose, because I'm a nose blower, so if I blow my nose and the makeup of course is going to come off on the tissue, because this isn't an exact match for my skin, sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, my nose will look different from the surrounding area, which has this product still in place. So I do wish they had another shade in there somewhere in between Polynesia Dark 1 and the one that comes right before. If there were another shade in there with kind of a neutralish undertone, because this can go slightly red on me, I think that would be perfect. But even still, even though they don't have it, because again my skin is oily, what I usually can do is just drag some of the product from some other area of my face and cover the nose so it all looks like it's a uniform color. Struggles. But anyway, so that's what happened without primer. I will have those points in the day where I get oily and I need to blot. With primer, it does give me a longer stretch. As I mentioned, that first day was just like an anomaly because it was near perfection as in terms of how well it allowed that product to stay on my face and me looking matte and not having to really blot until like 5 something in the evening. The other days, even with primer, even with this mattifying primer from Makeup Forever, it took me to, it just generally takes me to a point where I still need to, like, let's discuss my nose, because I said that one would hit without primer by like the 11 o'clock mark. I definitely need to mattify or blot. Okay, so if I do have on primer, it can take my nose until like noon. I know it sounds weird to segment my face like this, but that's the oiliest spot. So I can get to like noon, stretch out that extra hour if I have on primer on a regular basis. Again, that first day that I had it on, that was an anomaly. But in normal everyday conditions, that nose, I can squeak it out till about noon, or that noon-ish time, 12:30, around there. But then the rest of my face can go a little longer as well too. Was just addressing the oiliest point. So yeah, so with primer it takes them further than it would without primer, a mattifying primer, but still, even on its own, I like this product. It gives me this finish that you're looking at right now. I could walk outside right now totally happy with this amount of coverage and the way, see how it dries down to like this light. It kind of looks like I set it a little with powder. No? Does it not? Let me just put a little more here. I really don't need to, but I just want you to see, like, because this to me can be, you don't want to put on too much, but see how that just, boom, just dried almost immediately, just as I like pounded it into my face. This to me is like, I don't want to say perfect because I do wish they had another shade in between, but it's really, really close. So the Nars products have not failed me, so I'm really happy about that, and I'm so eager to try other things from Nars. If you've tried this product, do let me know. I certainly wanted you to see it on a person of my complexion, especially with this being the darkest shade, just so you can see how it applies, how it looks, and it is like, it's done. This is the matte look. Look at that. So you can see the difference though between my face, which has the product, and over here, which doesn't. So it is a shade difference, but for me, I'm not bothered by it. So, and yeah, I don't bring it down to the neck and all that deal, which I've mentioned in the previous video. But I don't want to go too long with this, but if there are any questions that I have not answered, please do feel free to let me know. Both have kind of semi-dried on my hand. This one over here was the Skin Tint, which is what's on my face, and over here is a Tinted Moisturizer. These shades look lovely. Yeah, I really, really do like it. I'm pleased with what Nars has done. So excited to try more of their products. I picked this up from Sephora, and so I'm sure you can find it there as well. This Tinted Moisturizer, let me just say that since I have this up. this tinted is really good to have an SPF on your skin, and so this is a way that I can get it in. I do not feel that this is a product that should be used as a primer and then you put a foundation on top of it. Certainly to each his own, do whatever you feel is best for your face, but for me this is full. This gives me enough coverage that I need. I wouldn't want to put anything on top of this, so I'm really happy using this skin tint on its own. And it feels a little, just to talk about the consistency, it feels a little, I'm just going to put the little dollop here again, right? As you can see, it's not a runny product, right? And then I'm going to put the Tinted Moisturizer next to it. And you see both of them, they're not running. This is the skin tint over here and the Tinted Moisturizer right there. Not running, not moving anywhere, just waiting to be rubbed in and applied. So there we go. Yeah, nice little creamy products, going well on the face and have a lovely finish. Okay, but the skin tint is the one that actually says it's a matte finish. The Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer is not saying that it's a matte. Okay, and you can see on my hand again, it's not saying that it's a matte, but it looks, you know, fairly flat. And this is the skin tint over here. But two beautiful products. This is the one I'm actually reviewing today. Would definitely get it again. If there's anything I haven't answered, please certainly ask me below and I will be happy to respond to you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.